Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
A character that is new to the show, but someone I'd like to introduce right now. We're going to bring him in because he seems to have some urgency that he wants to speak to us right now.
Good.
Let's bring the Scotsman. Is the Scotsman here? Bring the Scotsman in. All right, now bring him in. Hello!
Hi, Scotsman.
Yeah, Dorian, I've got a message for you.
Oh.
That's right, you dirty whore.
Oh, no.
You're a dirty, stinking whore, Dorian. Don't be trying to screw with the people of Florida. Hey, I'm waiting for you, you stinky, herpetic whore, Dorian. Oh, boy, stay away. Stay out to sea. Ew, Dorian, you dirty, diseased cow. I got my eyes on you. That's right. I'm looking at you, Dorian, with your lousy, diseased vagina.
Oh, Scotsman.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Oh.
Are you a Florida native? I know you obviously come from Scotland, but are you living in Florida now?
I'm living in Florida now, waiting for that nasty, fishy,
Oh, fishing.
the dirty, mean durian sitting there out off the coast. Oh, you know how I know she's coming?
How?
I can smell her. She's all the way out to sea. Dorian, you dirty, stinking piece of filthy flesh. I'm waiting for you. I'll fight you.
You're going to fight the hurricane?
Oh, no. I'll be boarding my house up is what I'll be doing. Ooh, Dorian, comb your hair, you lousy wench.
I think Mike has told us about you. You live in Mike's neighborhood, but your house is made of peat, right?
Pete, yeah, most covered. I took it from the ground. I took it. I'm the green. You want to go with the stereotype a little further? I'm the greenskeeper.
Oh, is that what you do? You keep the golf course.
Yeah, since we're making it up as we go along, I'm the greenskeeper at the Cocoonville golf course. Oh, and we're freaking out. Yeah, flooding. We're worried about the flooding. That's right. We want to play golf. We don't want to have fishies out there. No.
This could wreak havoc on the course.
Hey, Dorian, you dirty slut. Keep away. Keep away.
Does the sand actually blow onto the green?
Oh, sand can hurt your eyes. It can hurt your corneas. You got to be careful about the corneas coming out there. If you're at the beach and you're getting, speaking of bitch, what a bitch that Dorian is.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes, sir, you hardy.
What brought you stateside, Scotsman?
I was fleeing from the law.
Oh, are you a rapscallion?
I'm a rapscallion, yeah. I stood away. I stood away when I was close to a baby.
But
Why is the word baby so much on the show lately?
I don't know, baby.
That's what I like to say when I go down to my local watering hole. I like to hang out at the tiki bar.
You probably have seen Mike there.
I like to go over there and order an Irish whiskey and look at the lady across the way and say, hello, baby.
I would have you begged for scotch.
Oh, that's right. I know. I think that's the way I break the stereotypes.
Oh, I
and
see.
Speaking of stereotypes, you think of hurricanes as big and scary.
Yes.
I'm not scared of you, Dorian. I'm not scared of you unless I sleep with you. And then I'll get me a social disease. 'cause you sleep with everyone. Robbers in the Caribbean, Dorian. Oh, you scared the people of Puerto Rico. Then you scared the people of the Virgin Islands. Then you scared the people of the Bahamas. You don't scare me, you fat cow. Come on, bring it, Dorian. I'm waiting for you.
I understand you have to be prepared for the golf course so you minimize damage. Do you have to fill the holes?
Oh, yeah, gotta fill the holes. That's what Dorian's sure used to that.
Oh,
you know.
no. It's not what I
That's
meant. I
right.
meant on the green.
That Jose. That Jose's had her holes filled, I'm sure. Yeah, by every guy on the whole rugby team. Huh?
Sure.
Yeah. Stay away. Stay away. That's right. Well, for 3 days I've been wearing my raincoat.
What do you wear under your raincoat?
Don't wear anything. Absolutely not. I've got my raincoat and my kilt. He's doing all the stereotypes.
I mean, that's
It's
what we
wearing
have.
my ass off. There we go. Yeah, that's right. I'm wearing a raincoat and a kilt. Yeah, that's what. And I'm wearing a big one of those beanies that you like. Yeah.
Oh, a tam
With the-
o'shanter.
with the- A tam o'shanter with the fancy bolt up on top.
You know, it's very possible Dorian could blow your tam o'shanter right off.
Oh, well, it's not all she's blown, is it, Dorian? Huh? That's right. I know what you're good. That's what I heard about you, Dorian. You're good with your mouth. Huh?
Oh,
Yeah, that's okay. What, you're going to support her? Don't be saying gross. I won't say it's gross. You know what's gross? Dorian and the way she lives her life.
You know-
Come on, bring it, you dirty man.
I think you might be conflicted, Scotsman. Because you come in and you're talking about how you hate Dorian
Yeah,
and
it's
she's a
awful.
filthy
I do.
whore, and,
I do.
you're
I
shaking
do.
your
I
fist,
do.
but it always
Yeah.
gets back to how you hear she's good with her mouth.
Ah, she's a dirty wench is what she is. And I'm just
Is
telling
that so
her,
bad?
Yes, it is. The kind of dirty that Dorian brings that hut. What a part of
Yeah.
Rob Spiewak
Yeah, well,
and
everyone
Oscar
hates-
Santana and all your listeners in Pony Boy and Mari Masiello. Yeah, and what's the deal with bringing an Italian into your fray?
Oh, she's great. She's the best.
I thought it was plenty that you had a South American. Huh? What's going on? Ah,
Well,
the
you know, Maddie
Scotsman
was
has
talking.
spoken.
I was talking to Maddie. Maddie hates hurricanes too. She told me that Dorian sucks.
ooh.
Oh, yeah, Dorian sucks. Well, she's got a good head on her shoulders. That Maddie. Way to go, Maddie. I'm proud of ye. Real super proud of ye. Hey, where's my favorite intern on your show?
Which one?
Michael McIntyre.
He didn't make it in today.
Oh, did they run out of orange sweatshirts for the boy? Oh, super duper. I got to go, but
Okay.
stay away. Dorian, you dirty, stinking whore.
Wow, what a strong debut.
My
A strong debut. He is
That was
really
actually
worked
the
up.
debut of the Scotsman.
lot of
That's the
passion.
Head
the Scotsman who
greenskeeper.
takes care of the
Mike.
greens here at the Cocoonville.
But he's
Yes.
also. But that's not the only thing he has on his mind. He's invested in lots of issues.
Yes.
The
yeah,
latest,
political.
the latest model out of NOAA, it shows that the hurricane's going to land on Tuesday morning. So that'd be 2 a.m. Tuesday morning.
Well, that's the, I think that's the one they had yesterday. Time to fill up the car. Fantastic. All right, we can start the show. I'm exhausted. Thank you.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
That's a wonderful trick. I wonder if everyone knows that trick in porno films. You see all these porno films, you know.
Yeah, you do. I know what
Yeah,
you
I
mean.
mean, well, you hear about them, especially if you're staying in a hotel.
Right. That's where you hear about them in
Yes,
a hotel.
you know, like something liquid this way comes and you see all these cowboys and they're lassoing each other.
Where is that?
It's in this hotel that I heard. A friend of mine who said he went to a hotel once and saw that film. And that would have been weird. And had they known that testicle resting gimmick, I
Well, that's
bet
more
they...
of a professional actor thing, really.
I guess.
What's the concern, girl? It's sexual?
What sexual concerns happen?
Well, I don't really know where babies come from.
You are 13. He's 13. Have you not spoken to the boy?
I had to explain to you how babies come.
I know, because my mother was illiterate, and she didn't educate me at all. But I don't want him to live through the torment. I was 21, boys, and totally uninformed. Things would happen to me in the downstairs world, and I would go to emergency. I'd say, what's happened? Have I been stung by a bee? And they'd laugh at me. And that's not the kind of thing I want to have happen to you. This is how babies are born. I want you to listen carefully.
Oh,
Papa, Papa male boy, looks at the lady and says, oh my God, is that Shalimar you're wearing? And you go up to her and sniff. You sniff her intensely. And the next thing you know, there's a writhing, and there's a moaning and a groaning, and that's just getting the pants off.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Podcast Village studios in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, or TMOS to our friends, a major, worldwide, huge, successful, big podcasted radio show. Strong, gribbly. We thank everybody for listening to the show. We appreciate that, all the way from Yosemite Valley, California to Hendersonville, Tennessee, from Washington Terrace, Utah to Tri-Adelphia, West Virginia, Ghent, Belgium, Dawson City, Nevada. And if you've got a city, we'd love you to send it along, because we'll put your town on. It doesn't have to be a city. I keep saying cities. Towns are acceptable too.
Yes.
Towns like
townships.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Or Simsbury, Connecticut.
A pueblo. You'll accept a pueblo.
Sure.
Holyoke, Massachusetts.
Mount Holyoke is that's where there's a college up there. I know. I knew a friend who went to college up there.
But Holyoke, I believe, is where the Dowd family was, and that's where Ann Dowd, Emmy Award-winning Aunt Lydia from The Handmaid's Tale, I believe she hails from that area.
Fantastic.
Spokane suburbs, little town outside of Spokane, little towns outside of Sacramento.
Hamlets.
Hamlets.
Yes. Little hamlets.
Pennsylvania has great ones. West Virginia's got great ones.
Yeah.
And all over the fruited plain. We'd love to hear from you, so please, we don't promote it that often. Send your towns along, because we like to put them on for a whole week and spotlight your town on the Mike O'Mara Show. Our show today is brought to you by Cornerstone First Financial. We love the people at Cornerstone, because if you want to finance your house, if you want to get a refinance on the loan that you have already, if you want to take advantage of low interest rates with their free float down, which means they will respond to the pivotal situation of rate reduction and help you out, Cornerstone is the place to go, ladies and gentlemen.
I got a note from a listener that was kind enough to consult with Cornerstone, and they said, don't refi yet. Then called him a month later and said, refi now. Saved him a ton of money. But that's the kind of people they are. They will keep you in mind
That's so cool.
and save him money. And that's just, they're great. They're the best.
Cornerstone is licensed in California, Maryland, Virginia, D.C., Georgia, Florida, Colorado. Click their banner on our website. Visit cornerstonefirst.com or call them at 866-625-1221. That's 866-625-1221. Cornerstone First Financial, personal attention from application to closing. Happy Friday, everybody. You boys have any big plans for the Labor Day holiday? You going anywhere? Doing anything? Anything
Labor
exciting?
Day.
I am
Labor
actually,
Day.
I'm going to go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again.
Really? You're
Yes.
going to go see it? Oh, now you've motivated. That might be it for me. I'm going to go see it too.
It's
I'm
been
gonna go
it's
see it
been
this
on my
weekend.
mind, and I actually went, and the music in it is so good. And I don't know if I mentioned this on the show, but it's the first movie in my memory since American Graffiti that the soundtrack is provided by the radios in the cars and in the houses in the movie. And I looked at the list of records that he cleared for this movie. It's an amazing soundtrack, and it's not all really, they're not cliche records. They're more obscure songs of the era with the DJs and the jingles mixed in. It so evokes late 1960s Los Angeles. Mike, you really should see it on the big screen.
Do you think Quentin Tarantino gets a rap out there in Hollywood land that now, because I remember when Quentin Tarantino came on the scene really with Pulp Fiction being
that's
the
when
one that everybody talked about. And since then...
And the thing about Pulp Fiction is that it happened after it was released. No one saw it coming.
Right.
It didn't have like a big campaign leading up.
I mean, I think of movies that are Tarantino movies, and there are a few. I think The Hateful Eight was kind of meh.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was that good. But you talk about Inglourious Bastards, which I have trouble skipping now.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
it falls into that category. Django Unchained is a tour de force. I think that's great. I don't know. It just seems like I think I'm part of a Quentin Tarantino niche. I think that I'm part of his peeps.
No,
you don't think so? You think he's wide enough? I mean, I haven't heard a lot about this movie.
No. It's a monster. It's a monster for him.
Especially for an R-rated film.
Yes, for an R-rated film.
Okay.
And I think that realistically, and we touched on this, the idea to work with Quentin Tarantino, he's got a slate of movies. He's got a number he's sticking with of just making 10 films.
Yeah,
right?
he says he's going to stop after 10.
So,
he may write, but he's going to stop making them. Yeah.
This is the last chance that he can actually work. Actors can work within.
Running out of time.
He's running out of time, so they're taking advantage. So they want to work with him.
The cast is unreal.
Yeah.
And there are certain set pieces.
I haven't seen it. I would like to see it.
There are certain set pieces that are just laugh out loud funny, and then there's certain ones where you just are like, ee.
Well, that's his films, right?
Yeah, that's what he's like.
It's a long film.
But the movie's only done $5 million.
No.
Is that?
No,
No. I'll give you the box office total right now.
No, I think it's the one thing I heard. The statistic I heard is that this summer there have only been 2 or 3 blockbuster hits that were original content. Everything else has been reboots or remakes. This is the most successful original content to hit screens this summer.
Why am I looking at Rotten Tomatoes? It's showing me 5. What is wrong with Rotten Tomatoes? I don't get it. I really don't get this.
Is that maybe last week's take at the box?
This weekend? Why don't they give me the total box office? Huh?
Come on, Tomatoes.
Box office, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 200 since it's been released.
Right.
A total of $239.8 million.
That's huge.
What is why in Rotten Tomatoes when they say 3.8 mil for Once Upon a Time?
Probably this past weekend. It's been out for some time.
All right. Okay. I'm just checking. I know it's been out for a while. I'm just curious about it.
Now, it is a long movie. It might be a hard sell for Carla. It's nearly 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm going to do a solo thing while she's learning how to,
read,
work
write,
on skin.
Work
on
reading, writing, arithmetic.
Yeah,
sure.
the major guys.
3 R's.
Yes.
She is doing the esthetician thing. That's what she's
It's all
going
day.
to.
All day.
So when I go in for an operation, she makes me go to sleep?
No, what is going to happen?
That's an
anesthesiologist.
Oh, okay.
She will be able. I think you have, both of you have very good skin. I teeter on the Ed Turney skin, where I would be like Bill O'Reilly with makeup. The sun damaged.
God bless you,
blotchy,
Mike, for keeping Ed Turney's name out there, because
Ed Turney is a reporter way back in the day on Channel 7 in Washington D.C. who had the worst skin in the world.
But he had a great feature. Do you remember it?
What Turney's World?
Turney's World.
Turney's World was one of his features. He was one of those soft, Pat Collins, doughy, usually Irish.
He was 1/10 of the reporter that Pat is.
You had Mike Buchanan. You had Ed Turney.
Yeah, but Buchanan
Collins,
would
Ed
go
Turney.
crazy sometimes.
It's the thing is, these guys always would do well. The thing about Pat Collins and Mike Buchanan, they would do not only human interest stories that were kind of fluffy, but then we called Mike Buchanan at Channel 9 the body bag guy, where he'd do the most horrible. And Pat Collins did the same kind of horrible stories, right?
The thing I remember best about Buchanan is when Carrie was in the hospital the 3 or 4 days when she had Robert, that's when we had the DC sniper. And that was a huge story in the District of Columbia because no one knew what was going on. So I spent a lot of time in the hospital watching Buchanan on the news. And at one point, he stood up, and I knew it wasn't planned because he went off camera for a second because he's standing, and he said, "Why can't we find these guys?" And he's you just don't see emotion like that.
No, they're not allowed to have it.
No, but you watch Buchanan because there was a sense of danger. Pat Collins, there's always a chance he's going to show up dressed up as a bunch of grapes.
Down here, I become quite the student, especially with Hurricane Dorian, of the local scene as far as Fort Myers. I don't know what the market number is. It's small down here in Fort Myers, Florida, but they seem to have a trend where they are populating the airwaves with both young and attractive
54
men and
Market
women.
54, not bad.
Market 54, not bad. Transitional men, coming from like an Oklahoma to Fort Myers,
top 50.
Yeah,
right.
That's
And
a
they're
springboard
bringing
to Chicago.
they're bringing in these reporters. I'm trying to get the list of the names. I want to give them credit for a change.
Okay, what is it? Wink News? What do you have?
There's Wink News. Hold on, I'm going to get the Wink News.
Is that Channel 8?
I don't know what number it is, Rob. I got cable.
8.
Wink 8.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Whoa. Hold on, give me a second here.
Is it a show of smoke?
Oscar, by the way, Oscar's skill set on doing the deep dive for these is much better than mine.
Oh, no, there is a type. If you even just Google image Wink News, for those of you at home, feel free.
Take a look.
You know what
at
that looks like?
All
That
right.
looks like the. Remember when we had the guy that came in here that made those Island Beauty dolls, and they all kind of looked alike?
Yeah.
That looks like his website.
So
They've got a stunning. I don't want to
Beautiful.
use the word I want to use. Stable of fabulous looking reporters.
dare you?
That's Johnny Sexerino here, Mr. Sexism. Just really magnificent.
that's a better word, Maddie, you think? Talent pool?
Yeah, that works.
Talent pool.
How about a cast? What a wonderful cast.
Sure.
You know what's you know
is
it's
not having
when
it
you
today.
look
No,
at the
she's
Wink
not.
News staff and it's all women and they don't even have their names underneath them.
No.
They just have the women's pictures.
No, Mike, you
They
can't make...
should write just N-U-Z with a line over the U. News.
Exactly.
All right,
But,
just off the top of my head, at first glance, I'm gonna go with the winner here is going to. It's I have a name. It's Sabrina Katz. Do you know her? Do you recognize that name?
Where did you? Is this Wink?
I went to a Google image search, Mike. When in doubt, you can find their entire anchor slot or stable, as you would say.
Well,
there.
I'm doing the same thing. This is what I'm looking at.
I
right
wonder
here.
if Katz-
I'm doing the same
Okay,
thing.
click on a name, and then you'll get to the right the name. Then once you click on the persons, you'll get the name.
Does it indicate if they're in the field or if they're desk people, like anchor people?
Doesn't
Okay.
go that deep.
Because a lot of them might report during the week and then grab some desk
then
time
if you
during the
click-
weekend.
Click through the link. Click through the link you have.
There's Andrea Henderson. There's Kristen Delgado, Amanda Hall, Michelle McAnochie.
She's a winner. Like as far as
very
if you're gonna
much
pick
so.
one.
Now we go down to the reporters.
She's from Salisbury, Maryland.
That very exciting. It's
Oh
wonderful.
no, we're going to get a hurricane down here.
Oh,
Coming
Sabrina
up.
Katz. Sabrina Katz is the new traffic reporter.
Oh.
Yeah, the Oscar. Yes, yeah. We've she's brand new, I think.
Oh, if
you've
we were
got-
to tune in the morning, like when they did the local cutaway, we would see her telling us.
By the
about
way, all right, I'm going to show you this picture. I have to just bring it up for you right now. This is all the reporters. I put the Wink News reporters. There they all are.
Yeah.
They're all female and they're all attractive.
Yes.
It's pretty stunning. It really
They're
is.
probably
Yes.
all still at Florida International, or maybe working the way up.
I can't do traffic today. I've
Being
got a
Florida
class
Gulf
at
Coast
8.
University.
Well, any of those universities are close by.
But they're all 11 years old, too. It's ridiculous. They're tiny. And then the weather guys come in. It's like, bring in the old guys.
Well,
you
I
know?
guess the weather guys maybe are responsible for
See?
hiring the reporters.
I'm looking at the reporters' bios here.
Yeah.
You got University of Florida, Miami. They're all
very
just
local.
graduated.
Very, very low.
no VCU students?
Special note to Nicole Gabe. She is from Bluefield,
Are you still on
Virginia.
Wink?
I'm
Are
on
you
Wink,
still-
man. Wink's
Oh,
got-
Nicole Gabe.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nicole Gabe.
Hi.
Yep.
Or
Rising
maybe
star.
Gabe. I don't know.
I think Oscar's about to install a satellite dish at his house. What's the weather in DC? I don't know, but I can tell you about the traffic on the 11.
Would you like to know? Would you like to know the greatest name though?
Yes.
Of one of the and maybe the picture isn't as good as some of the others, but she's lovely. Janae Muchmore. That's her name, Janae. It's the truth.
That sounds, Mike, that literally sounds like a villainess in a James Bond movie.
Let me
Janae
show you
Muchmore.
this guy.
Can you say her
Rob?
name like James Bond would?
She's a UF person, another University of Florida.
Let me.
Go Gators.
What about Channing Frampton? He looks like he is the doppelganger for the youngest Hank's son.
He does. He looks like Tom Hanks' boy Colin.
Yeah, right?
Hold on,
Yeah, he
where-
does.
where
Looks
is he?
just like
Oh,
it might-
Channing Frampton. Let me tell you about Channing Frampton.
Oh,
all right. Channing Frampton down here. Channing, I know you want to be hip, and let me. You know what? This is great. I'm glad we're doing a deep dive on my local Florida news.
Yes.
With Dorian knocking on our door down here in Southwest Florida. I'm watching a lot of local news, and this is for Oscar. Oscar.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I want to talk to you about collars.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about
okay.
modern collars when you're wearing a tie. Rob and I, the ship has sailed. Really, with collars, it's just a question of how big the neck can be because we're such pig fat. We really are. It's
button down for
ridiculous.
you ever?
Occasionally, but I'm
Try to
talking
avoid it,
about
yeah.
the style of collar. I think lends itself to a slender man.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, Channing Frampton, wears collars that look like he got them out of the boys department at a department store. And I'm curious as to
What
is
options
that
there are
a
out there
thing?
now?
Is that where they're super thin collars and they're kind of soft and they're collars?
The
Yes.
round corner. So yes, there are much thinner collars, and I don't. For me, if I'm getting a shirt or even if I'm from one of our vendors here, you can either get it with a button or no button. I don't like the button collars because it feels like you're choking. But as far as thickness of the collar itself, and if they're round or they're pointed. You can choose all of that. Now,
I'm
especially
looking
if
at
you get
pictures, Mike,
getting shirts done.
of Channing's collar. They're not big enough to cover the tie that goes around his neck.
And
the collars
it's a soft kind of
That's
rounded
that's
collar.
how they are. When I wear a tie with this shirt, sometimes I see the sticking out
Okay,
from the back.
I think really, Channing, you're a talented anchor. Really, your confidence grows every day. I think you're good. You're on the upward curve. I think you're going to be around for a long time. But Channing, get yourself a collar, and I'm going to go different, all right? I'd like to see Channing make a complete move out of the doughboy kind of soft collar and go to the Goodfellas collar. You know? Anybody
big
remember
collar?
Yes.
the big one?
Huge.
Yeah, that goes all the way down to your nipple.
No, just if you look at the guys on CNN, they all have the normal kind of collar where it looks together and it looks
Would
good.
it kill
Those
Channing?
guys probably have tailored shirts.
They probably
They're
have
not getting
dressers.
that. This guy's shopping at Burlington Coat Factory. I mean, let's be honest.
Would it kill him to try a turtleneck once in a while?
No,
dicky.
turtlenecks don't work, Rob. They don't wear
I
those
know.
Ron Burgundy.
I know.
They don't wear those anywhere. But wow, just a lovely group of people.
Yeah.
Really terrific.
Where did he go to school here? Robert
he's
Morris
a,
University.
I don't know where that is. That's
Robert Morris?
It's Morris.
Oh, Morris. I thought named after the guy from How to
Morse
Succeed
code?
in Business.
Oh, sorry. Where is Robert Morris University?
Also, Robert Morris was in Mad Men. He ran the agency, remember? The older
Robert Morris was the old man.
Yeah, with the bad teeth.
All right. So
He could
anyway,
wear a
that's
turtleneck.
Oh, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania.
Let me just say, though, you're doing a nice job. And down here, I have endorsed my television station, and that's Wink, which is the it gets confusing. Are there markets that do? Here's what they'll do on Wink.
Okay.
They will have an 11 o'clock on the CBS affiliate. They're a CBS affiliate.
Okay.
So they'll come on at 11 o'clock after the CBS. However, if you want to catch some of the guys at 10, they go over, is it the CW? Is
Yes.
that what it is? The CW? What's that all about?
Well, they
Because
do
I'm
that
not,
up here. Do you know,
versed in
Mike,
TV.
since you left, Channel 5 has bought Channel 20. So they will do Channel 5 News and air it on Channel 20 locally here in Washington, D.C.
But Channel 5 has a 10 o'clock report. So what do? Put it on the Channel 20
I believe
at
Channel 20
9?
has a 9 now, don't they? They
9?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Where they took
that
it to,
weird extra channel?
Yeah.
Channel.
Isn't that like getting close to a monopoly where you're
But
just,
the government
you're starting to
gave
control
up
the
on
world?
caring about that.
So, what's happened, at least with Fox, they made what their affiliate was now Fox Plus.
That's what Channel 20 is, Fox Plus.
Yeah, so Channel 20 now is called Fox Plus, where they just put all, they put, I guess, program on, but they mostly rerun some of the licenses they already had.
Like a spillover
Yeah,
almost.
spillover.
So Channel 20 no longer runs the Munsters.
Fox Plus.
Fox Plus.
What do you have down there? Do you have one or two?
We have a CBS affiliate that comes on at 11 o'clock with the news, and then what they do is they put the 10 o'clock news on the CW, which I don't even follow that type of thing anymore.
RCW
It's
was
not
50,
relevant.
wasn't it?
RCW was 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that still exists. I don't know why you have to have two channels if you're a network here, but everybody does.
Yeah, they like those sub numbers.
Yeah, but it must be part of like the VHF UHF world where you had to have one channel to have the other.
Right.
And you have
right.
to service them. I mean, look, I don't know. I imagine that there's somebody listening right now like you guys are idiots. But it is weird that they're forced to carry another channel.
Mm-hmm.
And does it make money? That's the real question.
And a third channel that is mostly just Channing Frampton programming.
I don't know how we got in this world.
And what was her name? Janae Muchmore?
Yeah, we really should be talking about the networks. Like my favorite network reporter, Barbara Starr at CNN.
Barbara Starr.
There you go. Barbara Starr.
What's her beat?
Wow.
That's
you know,
she's
celebrity.
funny.
The celebrity
No,
she most
she's
resembles,
internet-
Mike.
I think she's the Pentagon. I think she covers the Pentagon.
Celebrity she most resembles Stephen King.
Yeah, they're very exciting. So as we sit down here, we're waiting. I will know when we get back on the air Tuesday. I'll probably be able to tell you what's going on. Hopefully, I think you just get nervous because you know there's still that zone of uncertainty, and you're not sure what's going to happen. I'll keep you posted, and I'll probably be posting over the weekend. I just don't want to. Here's my problem. As much as I want to take care of my family and understand that that's priority number one, I just hate to buy into the hype. I just don't see myself running out to a
Mike,
store.
there's a thin line between hype and preparedness.
Yeah, you don't want to be caught with your pants down.
I mean, you don't need
This
to be
is true.
screaming and buying plywood. You're not to that level yet, but
I
there's
also
some water
think
and
a full tank of gas
Sure.
is my salvation. And we're not getting a direct hit, so there's no fleeing that's going to be involved with this. And I think it's frustrating to throw rocks at these guys because everybody's doing the best they can.
Yeah.
But if you've got, let me just give you a hypothetical, and then you can comment, and we will move on from Dorian,
Okay.
and we will be done with that. But it is my impression that when you're talking about a natural disaster that ultimately affects a limited area of the country, where a hurricane is going to make landfall, and you get on, say, in the state of Florida, and from Jacksonville all the way through Fort Myers, willy-nilly, these television stations are going into this full-fledged hype machine of prepare, buy. It would seem to me that the area that will be most in need and most affected is getting boned in that situation. Because, yes, is it probably a good idea to keep your eyes on the news and keep fuel in your vehicle and perhaps have some water on hand in your house? Yes. But I live in Fort Myers, Florida, on the other side of the state. And I understand you should keep a watchful eye out. But when it comes right down to it, if you've got the entire state of Florida that's going on a buying frenzy, and then when it actually ends up hitting like Melbourne or somewhere like that, and then Melbourne says, well, there's no gas. You know what? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay,
Where it just seems to me that these hype machines, these hype machines are...
It push the demand if there's not enough supply, and the people that actually need it won't have it.
Right.
That's why, but it's a challenge, Oscar, because what am I going to say? Don't prepare, and then the thing takes like a turn down south, swings up around, and hits us in the kisser. I don't know what to do, but I also think that to go into the buying frenzy on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and having everybody get ready for this is a little bit, I want to say it's a little irresponsible. That
it is.
You ought to make that call when you have to make that
But you know when it's
call.
responsible? It's responsible when they're cashing their huge checks because their ratings are up because they're really driving people to watch them.
I wonder just what the
Fellas, maybe we're too inside, and we technically get paid to understand and be aware of what's going on. Outside of Mike being in Florida, we still would know about this hurricane.
Yeah, thanks to Channing.
Let's think about the lowest common denominator. Someone that doesn't watch television, that doesn't care about, your daily news, that doesn't watch that. Does this hype eventually trickle down to them like 4 days later, where it might be too late for somebody else, but you know it because you're well aware of what's going on and you're being proactive about it? Can you make that argument?
I think there's a difference between proactive and the look, in our idiocracy, which Rob and I will tell you, and we've agreed on, has been a full-fledged idiocracy for quite some time now. In the world where all people do is respond to the way, to the magic box and to social media in calculated ways that they are trained like dogs to do, you don't have need, you have hoarding. You have... I'm scared of the man, Chad Myers, coming out of CNN on the magic box, who's telling me that I need to buy everything. And you go into a grocery store, and you see shelves that are empty. And then you see people that are going to have bottled water in their garage for 6 months that's just sitting there because they decided that they wanted to grab it before the next day. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's almost like it's an FU to your neighbor, too, because I've got it.
I have it. You don't.
You don't.
I've got my situation. I get the impression, especially living in an area down here, where, you have to weigh the idea of preparedness and having a plan.
Emergency preparedness.
With real need of what you're going to have to do. Because if you think about it, let's think. I have 2 5-gallon containers of water that are in my house. Sometimes I've only got 1 that's full. Sometimes I have 2. Now I have 2. I'm not going out and buying any more water. I'm not going to do that. I may, depending on the forecast, fill up a tub for that purpose. But when you talk about people that are going out and, say, buying 7 loaves of bread, it's just, or sitting in line at a gas station when they've got over 3/4 of a tank of gas. That's the type of thing that I wonder, is there any damage whatsoever done for, the people that actually might really need it? I think that we just respond We're such a culture of fear, and we're not educated. We don't pay that much attention. You're right, Oscar. People aren't going to watch the news. I don't know. I'm rambling a little bit here, but I do get curious with snowstorms, with hurricanes, with all of this type of stuff.
It's a mentality of survival of the fittest, and when it should be, help your neighbor maybe a little bit. It's selfish, and it's scary when the preparedness is taken over by selfishness.
Yeah, and it will ultimately be, mark my words, this will ultimately be a reactionary situation where the people who probably needed to prepare the most really didn't, and then got whacked like you wouldn't believe it, and ended up having to go to shelters and being that. And listen, I don't like to be doom and gloom, but if we are talking about a Category 3, potential Category 4, making landfall, the only preparedness you're going to do in a situation like that is bend over and kiss your ass goodbye.
Yes.
Because if you're sitting there and you're hunkering down and you have a coastal residence, do you remember Mexico Beach, Florida, last year, where you get one of those monsters that comes on board? It's devastating what happens, and those are the people within about a 24 to 48 hour period that are going to probably say, "Oh, okay, it's going to hit us." Get out of Dodge. That's it. Right. It's really, it's a weird world, and now it's new to me. So if I'm babbling on about it, it's because it's brand new to me, and I'm a little edgy about it. But it also, when you're hyping here where I live on the other side, when that Category 3 is supposed to be hitting the east coast of Florida, it just
what do your neighbors say when you're on the lakes? Are they talking about
what?
it?
I'm not sure. I don't speak to them, Oscar. So that's. Not really sure what they're all about.
What their bit is.
Well, when we finish the episode, Mike, ask the Scotsman. He has opinions.
The Scotsman was very popular. I was surprised at that. That came out of nowhere. We'll take a break, and we will come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
Oh,
look at that.
Hi. It's me again. Pony.
Hi.
Say, do you like fruit? Do you like cake? Well, then I think you know where this is going. Now, you might be nervous about trying a fruitcake, but that's just stupid. They're delicious, and you only live once. So, if you're scared, go to church. But if you're ready for the fruitcake time of your life, go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the fruitcake banner. That's it. That's all.
That's a weird one, isn't it?
It's weird.
He recorded
that.
Very weird promo. Yeah.
I edited that.
Did you edit it? Did he have to start and stop again where you put an edit in there?
There's one edit because he said go to themikeomarashow.com, which surprised me because that's not like him. But the weird thing is that's the only time.
It was a very noticeable edit.
Yeah, who edited that?
I will say it again. I edited it.
You didn't say I at the beginning of that.
Yeah, I did.
Play the promo again.
Please.
I want to and stop where the edit is.
You're better than this.
No, it's actually I worked very hard on it. I didn't want him to sound like an idiot by saying the Mike O'Mara
He
Show.
can say it again.
Hi. It's me again. Pony.
But the weird thing about this Pony sat down.
Listen, he's going to get to it.
I know exactly where it is. Remember, I edited it.
Why didn't you fix it then?
Then I think
It's the
you know
best
where
it could
this
be,
is going.
Oscar.
Now, you might be nervous about trying a fruitcake, but that's just stupid. They're delicious, and you only live once. So, if you're scared, go to church. But if you're ready for the fruitcake time of your life, go to MikeO'MaraShow.com.
There it is.
There
it is.
I mean,
There it is.
this is a little inside baseball, Mike, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this.
Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Do you want to hear this? Do you want to hear just?
Yes, I do.
I fight. You should see the threads that I fight with Pony and Rob. I say, look, you're a reflection of the show. You're a reflection of the show, and we got some ham-handed edit. The man is here every day. You could have him retake that line and wait to post that until it's done
But
correctly.
here's the weird thing about it: is this is the only time Pony has sat down in a studio by himself and recorded it, and then emailed it to me. And I got it at home.
I get
and
it.
I wanted to turn it and put it in. Okay,
I get it, but whatever OCD you have, it can wait until it's done correctly.
All right.
Because it makes us look like amateurs.
well, thank God no one called attention to it.
Quick team meeting. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This is a silly show.
That's it.
The 2019 FabFitFun Fall Box is on sale now. We got it a couple of weeks ago, and my wife goes absolutely out of her mind. I am now grinding Himalayan sea salt from my wonderful grinder that I got out of the Fall FabFitFun Box. They take the hassle out of shopping. They do it for you. Each box customized, full of so many cool things. You got to see it to believe it. By the way, and this is true, I know this because I'm on like my 4th FabFitFun box.
Yeah.
Many products' individual value is more than the entire cost of the box. Carla loves it. I love it. It's great. FabFitFun is a seasonal subscription box with full-size beauty, fitness, fashion, and lifestyle products. No samples of anything. It retails for $49.99, but always has a value over $200. Go to fabfitfun.com to sign up and start getting the box for a life well lived. Use promo code TMOS to get $10 off your first box. That's over $200 for only $39.99. Go to fabfitfun.com and use my code TMOS to get $10 off your first FabFitFun box. It's funny when you talk about editing because I go back to this is where long in the tooth comes into it.
Yeah.
I edited with a razor blade.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, the way I used to have to do it, it was amazing. Now it's all digital, and you kind of, move stuff around. I'm terrible at it. I've always been terrible at it. So, I just don't know the systems to do it where you can move stuff around.
It's
just
extremely
so fabulous
tedious, even if you know how to do it. So,
I think
Rob,
so. I think so,
I guess
absolutely.
the ball breaking for Rob is that he is, bar none, the best. The
Rob
best
will
that I
we'll
know.
record stuff, and Rob said, we'll put it in here, we'll put it.
Yes.
By the way, editing every single day for time purposes, for flow purposes, for censorship purposes happens, and I'm proud of it. I think we do.
Yes.
And by
except
the way,
for that one
busting
spot.
busting Rob's balls for that is you're talking about a 10,000 to 1 ratio.
Yeah. Well, we must
that's gotta
highlight
feel
it.
good
We
that
must
we always.
highlight it.
we
Well, no, I
spotlight
love
it.
that you
I heard
spotlight
it though. It really do. It must
I heard
jump
it
out
too.
at you too. It's like MikeO'Mara.com.
Honestly, it screams at me, and I spent more time trying to make it work than it would take to have him recut it. But frankly, I just didn't want to deal with that.
Did you not want to hassle him?
No,
Is
I
that
didn't.
what it was?
I didn't want to wait on. I wanted to put it on the air because I love the promo, and I also thought about leaving it as the Mike O'Mara Show. But that bothered me too. I did a mix with that, and I said, "Well, that's wrong. He's better than that. That's stupid."
He create without even trying.
Yes.
Old Pony Boy put you in your own sad hole.
Yes.
You had no choice. Like if you did the, it would have been weird.
Yeah.
It would have been weird if what you did was weird.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, I'm going to move on.
I can't. I probably should have just called in sick. Thanks, Pony, for the promo. Good job as always.
Speaking of technology and digital technology, a while back I was complaining that when I did my deep dives on YouTube, and this time of year, because of just the lack of something that I really want to watch on TV and all, I'll be sitting there and I go to YouTube and it just Oscar had recommended that I turned off my YouTube history.
Yeah, if you avoid issues with the wife.
Well, it's not that I'm seeking out that kind of content.
He doesn't appreciate your
topless grouper fishing.
Yeah,
well, spear fishing in bikinis probably was a little too much.
Giving you a hairy eyeball.
So here it is. It has destroyed my YouTube surfing experience by turning off the history because YouTube, I realized, knew my viewing habits better than I knew my viewing habits.
You mean if you turn off your history, it doesn't just make it invisible to the naked eye, it also erases it?
It doesn't feed you. It doesn't feed
the
you
algorithm is
the material.
So
that,
if I were to do
bye,
it,
Mike. See you later, Mike. We used to tell you what you might want to take a look at. We don't do that anymore. Once you turn it off, it doesn't do it.
That's horrible. If I were to turn it off, when I turn it, it wouldn't show me like clips of Carson. It wouldn't show me clips of Rickles anymore. Because there's always something from Dean Martin. There's always something from a black and white movie waiting for me.
No, if I go to my YouTube, I can do it right now. I'll go to my YouTube and tell you what I'm looking at.
So he's probably getting trending stuff now. So it's like, hey, you want to see Cardi B?
There's a Mike O'Mara show. There's a Mike O'Mara show up there.
Yes.
But then you go through recommended, and nothing is recommended. I've got a John Mulaney stand-up that's been there for a month and a half.
They're not going to serve you, Mike, if you're not going to play within their parameters.
Mike, I recommend this.
None of you bitches.
Right.
None of you bitches got these exclusive Swisher Sweets hubs.
That's John Mulaney.
If you subscribe to the channel, it will give you the latest video from that channel.
And I'm sure he's subscribed.
but nothing.
They're not giving you
probably
recommendations.
In my YouTube history, nothing that I have watched has ever motivated me to such an extent where I'm going to click subscribe. I'm not
we
going to do
ask
that.
our
However,
listeners to subscribe to our channel.
it's a
all the
wonderful one to
time.
subscribe to.
it's
Is the Michael
subscribe.
Mara
If
Show.
you are consuming my show every day, that is a different story.
Yes.
I subscribe to that. That's enough. I'm talking about if I've got, for example, Triumph the Insult Comic Dog.
Yes.
All right?
Very funny.
Which is
Love it.
if I subscribe to Conan, I would much rather have. This is complicated, and I hope I'm not getting into the weeds.
No, I
for
think you're
people
not.
that don't do. But I would get Triumph from Conan, but I won't subscribe to Conan. But I will get the Triumph from my history. Well, now I'm not getting that anymore. And by the way, the funniest Triumph the Insult Comic Dog you will ever see on YouTube is when he goes to a hot dog stand in Chicago with the guy from 30 Rock, with Kevin. Is it Kevin from 30? I'm not sure who the guy.
Oh, the guy with the
character
big
that
smile. The big smile, the page.
Right.
Okay.
He was the page. And he gets yelled at by these ladies, and he gets picked on, and he brings back Triumph, the Insult Comic Dog, and it is fractionally funny. And then Triumph, the Insult Comic Dog, ends up eating hot dogs at this stand and throws up on the customers, and they do it with like one of those hoses where the puke's coming out, and it's just, I mean, it's laughing from the beginning to the end. So I would, when I had my history turned on, they would feed that kind of stuff to me, and
Just
then I would
fun.
see again. Yeah. Now it's just the same
I
stuff.
like
I'm
when they
looking at
get
the
a
same
little
thing.
off, when they do a little wild stuff with Triumph, and you can see, you don't see arm, you just see black sleeve because he goes too far into the shot. Jack McBrayer is the name of the guy
What
we're thinking of.
happened to the actor? And I feel like Triumph should have, he should have taken off on his own.
He's a writer. It's Robert Smigel.
Okay,
He's
but
mostly
he
a
just
Saturday
does it
Night
when he
Live guy.
wants to?
I believe so, yeah.
Well,
that's
I
so
found something.
genius.
What'd you
I
found?
Something.
You found that if you
Well,
put your
the,
glasses on your head, you look handsome?
The height. Thank you.
I know. Who's saying it?
The Volcano and Cabana Bay, Orlando. Looks like a hotel review. And the site is Florida Babes Travel.
All right.
And,
Now, that might be worthy of a subscription because, you know, you live in Florida.
No,
You
this
want to
is
know where
cleavage.
to go.
This is cleavage I don't believe I've ever seen before. It's
But I have a
it's pretty
few,
amazing.
you know, I don't know about the history thing because I've never taken it off, but I subscribe to a couple channels. And if you are into Conan, and Conan does funny stuff, that would be a valid subscription for you.
I know.
Okay.
Or I could just turn on my history again.
Yeah, but then you're going to get
Volcano
the
and
stabbing
Cabana Bay,
groupers.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a pervert's channel.
wait, let me click on it.
They go on the water slide, right? All you see is her on an inner tube and her husband, and he knows what he's doing. It's just her cleavage.
That's all it is. It's her boobs.
The entire
and
time
she's got big giant boobs.
He's holding the the husband's holding the camera.
Of course.
These are swingers, alleged.
Three white rocks
No,
in the
they got a
yard.
kid, so it's like a regular review of a hotel.
That's how
got
they
a
get
kid
you,
there.
Mike. That's how you justify when your wife walks by. You go, what are you watching?
Yeah, that's
I'm
how they-
watching this review.
Is Volcano Bay like a water park or something? All he's doing is showing her. Are you watching
I'm
this?
watching this. Yes, I'll show it to Rob.
It's terrible.
You'll enjoy this,
It's-
Rob.
It's absolutely terrible. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Don't let that
not
camera
safe for work.
slip down a little bit.
Can't explain that to HR.
No.
I'm thinking of taking my kids here. Don't mind the triple Fs.
Oh, God.
I guarantee you that kid's a rental.
I am totally pathetic.
That's not their
Hey,
child.
Is Maddie Masiello floating around anywhere?
Yes.
I'm here.
I want to get into Maddie's world when we come back.
All
we
right,
gotta talk to her
all right.
about what's going on and anything else you guys want to talk about. Why?
Nice.
Because it's the end of the week and I'm running out of content. We're going to take a break and we will come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
Hey everybody, it's Angie with a whole new Oh My Golf show out now. Can you smell it? Pumpkin spice, football, the leaves. We are less than 30 days away from the start of fall and we're already stressing out. We're also going to help you declutter your life, Mike. Really, I mean, you don't need that closet full of Bass Pro Shop shirts. We're going to show you how to get a capsule wardrobe. The new Oh My Golf show out now. Subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, or Apple Podcasts.
Hey, Angie, would it kill you to stop by the Mike O'Mara Show studios once in a while? Talk
Yeah.
about your show. We'd love
Yeah,
to get you.
Angie.
Pop Angie in anytime you want to, Angie. You can come by. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Brought to you by Cheers. Let me tell you about Cheers. This stuff works.
It does.
Cheers Restore is an after-alcohol aid designed to reduce the negative effects of alcohol that
Took
you
it last
have
night. Took
after
it
you're
last
hung.
night.
And look at him today.
Because you went to the business center, right? Or
we
the building museum.
went to a museum and then we went out for drinks.
Yep.
And right before I went to bed, I took 4 of these pills, and look at me today.
You
Dazzling.
are bouncing off the walls.
Yes.
Whether you drink a little or a lot, take Cheers after a night out, and you'll feel at least 50% better the next morning. 2 to 4 capsules after your last drink or before going to bed. You will feel better in the morning. They guarantee it. It's like an antacid for alcohol. Cheers Restore neutralizes alcohol's negative effects so you can wake up feeling great after your not knowing where the hurricane's going to be fire party. No more headaches, nausea,
party.
sluggishness. I mean,
Fireball
I'm
party.
sorry. Fireball, thank you. For a limited time, our friends at Cheers are giving our listeners a chance to try out Cheers Restore for free. So take advantage of this offer. Simply go to takecheers.com/TMOS and take the 30-second quiz. You pay $1 for shipping, and your 4-dose sample bottle will be on its way along with a free gift. Again, that's takecheers.com/TMOS to get your first 4 doses of Cheers Restore for just $1. Cheers, the best thing to happen to alcohol since alcohol.
I'm glad you brought up Fireball. I have a question about a product, and I wish I knew the name of it. I saw it yesterday. I went to get gas at the convenience store I normally go to and went in to get some beer. And you know how on the inside of the beer cooler there's like a shelf on the door?
Yes.
So when you open it, you can
usually
grab
candy bars.
Yeah, usually
stuff
candy
like
bars.
that, yeah.
But this was a knockoff brand of Fireball. Looked like a Fireball bottle. It was like called Cinnamon Fire Party or something, flask size, and red cap just like a normal one. And I looked at it, and it's, I believe, 20% alcohol, which makes it 40 proof. But they're selling it in a Virginia convenience store. It must be just under the line of being like a liquor. But it is like a Fireball cinnamon shooter knockoff. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Marketing it to the kids.
Exactly.
That's what they're doing. All I know is I had it on the news sometime this week that now Sheetz is getting into the beer business where they're making their own brews. So I think alcohol is becoming a much more significant part of the convenience store business model.
Right.
So, but because of the laws and the restrictions, you're not going to get real
Different
liquor
states,
sales in
different
there.
places.
Well,
you know?
they can't do hard liquor. This is such a Loudoun County convenience store. You go in, and you know how the normal distribution of like a 7-Eleven is, just a little bit of everything.
Yes.
They have an aisle of wine.
That's
to cater to the Loudoun County woman that has to have her Chardonnay on the way home from
It's
work.
convenience.
It is.
Wow.
And, I mean, it's
Boy,
pretty
I haven't
crazy.
seen that in a regular convenience. So it's like they got wine next to the Slurpee machine? Or
Yeah,
something
exactly.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Can't you in Florida just get like a road soda that's already cold, or is that in Texas? Like there's a cooler, beers are there. You can grab
When
one.
you say
all the way.
road soda, you
Yes.
mean like booze?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't
Well, they have
really get my hooch out of convenience
in the
stores.
Carolinas. They have brew through, which is you buy chilled beer in a drive-through.
Yeah, but I remember, and I remember seeing this myself.
Like a
it was,
single.
It was either in Houston or it was in Florida proper. When we were on our trip, going into a convenience store and seeing a chilled cooler that you
Right.
would for Gatorade. Sometimes they have it.
Right.
But beers, like tall boys in there.
I'm not sure.
Well, they're expecting you to take it home to drink it.
Of
I'm
course,
so
of
pathetic.
course.
I'm so pathetic now that I give my kid a Coke Slurpee. That's what I get. It's the only time he gets a soft drink is when he wants a Slurpee after
Slurpees
school.
are nice, though.
I'm going to get him a Slurpee
Do
today.
you get
We're gonna
one
go
as
hit some
well?
golf balls.
You know what? Treat him.
I take sips of his. What's that?
Treat him today. Give him a half and half Coke Slurpee and Cherry Slurpee. He'll go crazy.
Really?
A pull of each. It's the greatest.
All right. I said it. And he'll be in the back and I'll say, Michael, someday you're going to be 40 pounds overweight too.
Do you remember your godfather? He just lost a foot.
He lost a foot. His toes are blue now. Hey, where did you go last night? Where did you, before we talk to Maddie, I want to know
the
where you went
National
last night.
Building Museum, which I'd never been to in my life before.
Ironically, it's in a building.
It is. It's a roughly 2 blocks south of the Verizon Center, or now the Capital One Arena.
Yeah.
And a listener, this is what I love our listeners, on our fan club page, they put up, someone just posted about this cool installation of this green inside the museum. This is the same museum last year, Mike, that we talked about on air that had the ball pit. The big ball pit that you would actually
This
go
looks
to.
like the picture you posted online, or that was posted online, looked like AstroTurf.
Yes.
Running down a set of stairs in this museum. Is that accurate?
So, no, the museum itself, where you see the AstroTurf, and we'll put a picture up on our Facebook page, is actually scaffolding from a flat floor that is built. So they built that level up of AstroTurf. So you're 100 feet in the air.
Is it like an atrium? Like
It's
the
an
main,
atrium. It's
like
an
the
atrium.
main floor
Yes,
of the
yes.
of
What
the
the
building?
hell
Okay.
for?
So it's more of an art installation.
For douchebags.
And you know what? Shoot me a text when Leesburg offers this, please.
Oh, in Leesburg, we have real grass.
So,
I saw the picture of it and I went, what? It didn't make any sense.
It's a tiger shark.
I guess the premise, going at night is different than going during the day. And tonight they're going to be playing the Goonies on the green there. So you can actually take your kids or family, or if you want to go and have some beers, you can go and watch the Goonies inside on this
Could
green.
you have ice cream?
They have
Rocky-
barbecue downstairs.
Rocky Road?
They could have Rocky Road maybe tonight. I don't know.
Rocky Road? Hey, you guys!
So they have a ton of hammocks on the green that you can lay in. And underneath the hammocks, there are speakers that have different types of I guess, nature sounds.
Ambient noise.
Ambient noise to make it sound like you're out in the green. Now, who does this serve, Mike? Outside of, as Rob said, the douchebag DC elite that want to go in. For 20...
Excuse me, Usher. My nature sound doesn't seem to be working that well. I don't understand. I'm in the hammock and I'm having a.
Oh!
I'm getting my nature sounds right now. It's not working.
Tickets were $20 to go to this evening edition of. They have a DJ playing. They have an interactive augmented reality
I'm not trying to be
game.
difficult. I'm really not
Yes.
trying to be difficult. I'm trying to hear anything you're saying.
Yes.
That would be
Of interest to you.
Yeah.
Of interest to you would be that if you were getting home from work and you lived in the city and you didn't want to go out on a humid night, or maybe you have a kid that has terrible allergies and they can't go out and enjoy what would be a night out on the lawn.
You're getting a nice cool evening inside.
You would take your son and your wife, bottle of wine, get to hang out on this lawn.
And it's
maybe
not
watch
real
a
grass.
movie.
It's fake grass.
Yeah, it's artificial turf.
How does
so
it feel?
what it is? All right, I think I got it. It's in of doors, and you can just
It's
sort of
massive.
sit there, have a
Massive.
little picnic,
Yes.
put a blanket down, and you're experiencing the outdoors, but in the building museum.
Yeah, and you can roll down the hill as my wife did, like a little kid.
Oh, okay, that's cute. Okay, now I get it. Now you made me understand.
Yes. Now, were they drinking wine? Yes.
Of
were
course
we
they
drinking
were.
IPAs? Yes.
Did Marissa roll down the hill? Too?
No, I think my wife was inspired when this was a nice moment. The girls are laying in the hammocks. Todd and I are checking our emails because they see
Todd rolled down the hill, but he always kept going to the right.
A listener approached us that listens to the Michael Mayer Show and Big O and Dukes, and he came up and said hello because I guess Todd had posted we were there. That worked at the actual museum. That was a small world. That was a nice moment. His name was Steve. Hello, Steve. Thank you for taking the time to say hello.
Hi, Steve.
We saw Mike. We saw a mom. I said,
Yeah.
roughly Rob's age. And she had two little girls that were rolling down this hill and then running back up like kids would.
Yeah.
Yeah, cute.
And you could tell that it'd been like an hour of them doing this, and you could hear them begging their mom to come roll down the hill with them. And she's like, no, like this and that. And finally, they got her right before they left because that's what I guess eventually either you had enough wine or your kids are just like
Wore you down.
begging you.
Yeah.
And she positioned herself to roll down the hill with her kids, and it was so sweet. She rolled all the way down, right? And you could tell that she was shook by the roll because she was just laying there. You don't do that in your late 40s and just bounce right back up. But
I'm shocked she didn't end up on 9th
the
Street.
entire grassy knoll got up and clapped for the mom.
that's sweet.
Which is a nice moment,
Well,
right?
I understand.
Nice moment.
So it's a nice
Yeah.
evening. Where were you getting your booze?
They were selling it there, which is great.
Is there admission, or do they make
$20
it?
admission. Now, with the good comes the bad. I got some intel. I said, hey, like, are these all just hammocks? Like, what happens here? Apparently, before it was the installation was open to the public, they used to have one what would be like a tire swing in the middle of this huge atrium would be the arc and trajectory of what is roughly a football field.
Right.
So, what can happen with a tire swing and pillars? What do you think could possibly
Bust your face open.
Yeah, be
Now,
horrible.
If you're just like common folk, you're probably going to swing on the tire and think it's sweet.
Yeah.
But if you are maybe one of these, I would say, roadies that build these installations, you probably have a lot more confidence.
Yeah.
So at the back of the actual art installation, there's a higher ground you see it cascading up or down depending on your perspective.
Got it.
One of the guys, just to test the tire swing out, took it all the way to the top, swung, which is roughly 100 feet above where you should be.
Wow.
Yeah.
To the bottom. And to this day, there's never been a tire swing that has been actually available to the public.
Of course not.
Because he was killed?
No, that dummy let go thinking that he could catch himself and then roll down the hill and broke his arm.
There you go. Don't want the kiddies doing that. Don't want the kiddies doing that. But yeah, how would you rate the experience?
For a Wednesday night in the city, you gotta give it an 8.
Wow. An 8? And is there a name for it for people to look for if
it's
they're
called
in D.C.?
The Lawn, LAWN, and
Right.
it's at the National Building Museum. And if look, this is the first time where I was like, I wish someone that I knew had kids, maybe Mike or my brother or anybody, because this is something that you could enjoy as adults, but still have fun.
By the
Especially
way,
in
an
city.
idea to steal down where it's 85, 88 degrees at night down
So
here.
true. Yes. So true.
Something
So
indoors
true.
like that would be spectacular, but we don't have any buildings like that. We just have strip malls. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it's Oscar's Take
Oscar's
right
Take.
here
Yes.
on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
Throughout history, man has sought the ability to conquer all things. He conquered nature, medicine, his enemies. But one thing always eluded him. Man could not conquer time. Until now. Thanks to the new Mike O'Mara Show app, time has become man's minion. When you listen to TMOS on the new app, traveling back in time is as easy as hitting rewind. Stop time in its very tracks, just by hitting pause. And if you want to travel into the future, where God knows what awaits you, a simple fast forward will get you there, if you dare. Plus, you can stream the show live as it happens thanks to TMOS Live. You can control time as long as you take the time to download the app and make sure you are running the updated version on time. Do it now! The updated TMOS app. Your passport to a great time. In the past, the present, and the future. Plus, TMOS Live. Always on, always there. And thank you for your time.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by our Fruitcake Futures. For years, fruitcake has been a holiday tradition, even in television households like The Sopranos. Do you know that both Tony Soprano and James Gandolfini love TMOS signature fruitcakes? We asked them to officially endorse it, but they couldn't, as they were too busy being dead. God.
That's rough.
Oh, poor you, said his mom, who also likes fruitcake and is also dead.
Pretty funny.
Nancy Marchand.
So it's up to you. God, I'm punchy. So it's up to you. Post a note on Facebook and tell your TMOS brethren what they're missing. Spread the word. TMOS Fruitcake Futures. Buy now and savor later. They taste even better than you remember them. They're available right now, but only for a limited time. These are not the dry, flavorless anvils that you see at Ace Hardware every November that were baked in April. No.
No.
Every TMOS fruitcake, lovingly baked, fresh, and delivered to your door in a matter of days. Gourmet ingredients, hand-selected spices, and the flavor, well, you got to taste it to believe it. Go to our website and buy as many as you like, MikeO'MaraShow.com. Click the banner, plus a chance at a golden ticket to D.C. and a platinum ticket to Florida, and every purchase supports TMOS, Gary Krimble, and poor you.
Poor you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
A review and comment on the news of the day, as only our Bolivian bloviator can do it. The views expressed by Oscar Santana do not in any way reflect the views of the Mike O'Mara Show, its listeners, or the right-thinking people of the United States of America. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
Oscar, you're a Matthew McConaughey fan, aren't you?
Oh, of
you
course.
like his
Yeah.
work. Imagine if one of your colleges had a teacher who was Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be cool? Kids at the University of Texas at Austin can actually say he is. Hey, all right. Has been co-teaching a class called Script to Screen since 2015. But this fall, he's a full-on instructor, which means he can, quote, mentor students, explore teaching in other classes, and participate in all the university's events. Yeah. All right. You want to come over? I'll mentor you.
Why wouldn't you?
Office hours.
Yeah. It doesn't mean he'll be there for every class. The school says, quote, the frequency that he'll attend the Script to Screen course this fall is all still just depends on his schedule. So Matthew McConaughey is at the University of Texas at Austin. Austin, of course he's down there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Look, there's two ways you can look at this. You can say the guy's an actor. He's got more money than he probably needs for one person. He's got all those wonderful car commercials, whether he's rolling up boogers or driving drunk. One or the other, you decide.
Shirtless playing a bongo.
Yeah. So why would he take the time to do this? Now, some may say there's I guess a benevolent side where he's actually wants to teach the youth of America and these students.
Wants to give back.
You give back. Now,
Guaranteed.
or it's the world of Hollywood and starlets throwing themselves at him has just become just a bore. And why not go where the grass is greener, where it's the nucleus of actual like prime time? Maybe they don't want to be actors, but they want to see what an actor's like. Co-ed, student bodyville, if you will. So it's unfair. We would all do this. We're jealous. Why wouldn't you go back to college if you could go back to college, especially if you still have abs and you're a superstar?
Let me explain what Oscar's talking about here. 3 words: target, rich, environment. All right.
And Mike, if you're not in Texas, Jonah Hill is teaching calculus at VCU.
He literally foreshadowed this. Think about this.
Yeah.
He gets older, they stay the same age.
Oh, yeah, and the movie in the 70s.
Yes, Days of Confused.
Days of Confused.
Yes.
Dazed and Confused. All right.
All right.
You're listening to Oscar's Take, ladies and gentlemen.
Take.
Oscar, the Levi's that Heath Ledger wore in Brokeback Mountain are hitting the auction block today. Come on. The bidding starts at $15,000. The jeans come with a pair of Heath's work gloves from the movie. They even have the name Ennis written on them in black marker. Heath's character was named Ennis Del Mar. The pants and gloves, it's not Enos, is it? Is it Enos?
How do they spell it?
Is it
Enos,
E-N?
Spell an A?
Is it an I-S?
It's E-N-N-I.
That would be
I-S.
Ennis, because the show,
Ennis.
the spinoff from the Dukes of Hazzard, Enos, was spelled E-N-O-S.
Let's bring in the Scotsman.
Oh,
to see
is he
what
still
doing.
here?
Oh, no, I think it should be Enos. Rhymes with penis.
Thank you, Scotsman. Hey, he's not like my son. My son's not good at rhyming.
Pants and gloves come with a certificate of authenticity. What say you, Oscar? Oh, my God.
Heath Ledger and his legacy.
Pants.
Anyone who owns another celebrity's pants is disturbed.
Wait a second.
Oh, that's right. You own.
I have a pair of Jerry Lewis. I have a pair of Jerry Lewis.
What did you do with them? Where are they? In your house? Where are they?
On a hanger in the downstairs closet. I don't have the wherewithal to throw them away, but they're there.
See?
The Jerry Lewis throw pillow is on my couch, and the Jerry Lewis cheese knife is in my desk. I use it to open letters.
All right.
I did
I've got
not
a solution for
put
you.
them on.
I've got a solution. You know that there's going to be a crowd full of crazies that are going to be coming out to Las Vegas, put them in a suitcase.
Oh, yeah.
Let's give them away.
Sure.
Saturday night, we will give them away.
Saturday pants.
Yes.
Parting with your pants.
Yes.
It'll be the grand prize, Jerry's
And,
pants.
Mike, there'll be something special in the pocket.
If you buy those pants, give it back to some sort of Hollywood museum. Yeah. Otherwise,
I'm not sure that they have the cachet.
No, I'm talking about Heath Ledger's.
Even his.
No, they do. They do.
Really?
Yes.
I hate stuff like that. I truly do. I just hate it. It's gross. I don't know. It just grosses me out.
Go
The
launder
guy's
those
dead,
jeans.
you know?
Creepy.
Yes, I know.
Creepy.
Thank you. You're listening to Oscar's Take.
Oh, this is called
gentlemen.
Oscar's Take.
Oscar, there's a 35-year-old guy. His name is Matthew McLaughlin. He's in McFarland, Wisconsin. And after 10 years on the list, he's still the 70,000s. What is that? I'm not sure.
Did I write that copy?
No, I don't know what the hell. What's this say? This totally printed out wrong. He's going to pay someone $10,000 to take their spot if they're I have no idea what this story
Okay, it
is.
sounds like he's on a list of a waiting list, and he's 70,000th on the list, so he's buying
He's
his way up.
70,000th on a list to get tickets to go to
Where? Or who?
The Packers. He wants to go to the Packers.
okay.
Oh,
He
sure
wants
then.
season tickets.
Okay.
And he's putting out his body to get tickets to go see the Packers. The three proposals he has on Craigslist are: he will pay someone $10,000 to take their spot if they're under 1,000 on the wait list.
Okay.
So that's pure cash.
Yeah, he wants to buy his way up.
To pull that off, he'll legally change his name to theirs. This guy wants to wants to be a Packers season ticket holder.
Pretty smart.
Number 2, he'll pay an older person with season tickets $109,000 to leave them the tickets, leave him the tickets in their will. Go Pack, go!
Go!
But since the Packers have strict rules about that, he'll cover the fees to have them adopt him.
Oh, my God.
And number 3, if a single woman or a man has season tickets, he'll pay them $10,000 to marry him. Then they can get divorced and transfer him the tickets during the settlement. Quote, we can time it correctly so we maximize our joint tax refund, too. He hasn't gotten any serious offers and probably won't. But he's trying, and
I like
the
this
complete
guy's
sheet is
style.
still giving me blue letters. Thank you very much.
I like this guy's style. I think we got to the root of the story, so thank you for pushing through. I've always been kind of I've been enamored with the Packers world and their story because the fans technically own the team.
That's right.
And they have, I think, one of the hardest, as you can tell, season ticket fan bases, not like the Redskins.
Remember when the Redskins used to have a waiting list?
Yes, to get in there. If you're coming to the table with solutions like this, and you're not taking the $109,000 from the gentleman so you can actually be willed and given up these actual tickets, then I think you have a problem. Because while you're a fan, $109,000 is absolute. That's a lot of money. That's 6 figures. You should take those dollars and run.
Every game is on television,
as
you know.
we all know, you can get an 80-inch television for less than $2,000 now, and that experience is 10 times better than sitting and freezing in the frozen tundra that is Lambeau Field.
You could buy 2 2019 Dodge Challenger Scatback Wide Body 392s.
Yes.
2 of them.
You have no idea how many pairs of Jerry Lewis's pants that would pay
green
for.
and yellow.
By the way,
Green and yellow, green and yellow.
Not that there's one that's a beautiful one in white that's significantly marked down about $7,000 in Arcadia, Florida. But
You've
not
got a
that
problem.
Mr. O'Mara might have gotten the yes after his relentless pursuit of this. Not that there might not be a crap Subaru in the garage replaced with a muscle car because I turned 60. I'll let you know. You're listening to Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
And finally, Oscar, in a bid to tackle its sex problem, China's Love Pursuit train brings young men and women together on a 2-day journey to play icebreakers and to get to know each other. Since its launch 3 years ago in China, the matchmaking train has set up a platform for over 3,000 young single people to find love. Since abolishing its one-child policy in 2015, the country has been struggling not only with an imbalance of the sexes, more men than women, but also a lack of interest in marriage for young women. So far, the matchmaking train has been quite successful. 10 marriages have resulted, as well as hundreds of other relationships in China. What say
Mike,
you, Oscar?
You know, I've been
Santana?
to China, and
Yes.
the one-child policy was something that was very evident, evident. Now, think about this. This world of online dating has just become prevalent here in the last 3 years. And the idea that the imbalance left women really as this option of, oh my God, there's a beautiful woman in my social circle. I'm going to try to date her, but you got 20 guys trying to do so.
Right.
And they're, I would say, their overall, if you take, I guess, policy, if you take care of the woman, you have to take care of the woman's family as well for the men. That's a big responsibility to take on in marriage. So I share all of this about their culture because this train itself is meant to hyper stimulate the population. And the one-child policy, which is what, 3 or 4 years ago that they stopped doing this?
Right.
It hasn't changed. There are men out there in China right now that have to put billboards up to say, I'm single, I'm wealthy. Please call this number or find this URL to find a match for themselves. It is nuts. And the idea that the one-child policy was actually supposed to contain the population is shocking. They made their own bet. And people, they're worried about how they can stimulate this. I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to take a generation to do so.
And it's all dudes now.
Yeah.
I bet you there are, I mean, it's such I think a strict culture that the idea of polls to polls just becoming prevalent.
Not okay.
I don't know if that's happening.
A listener's listening to you say this, Oscar, and Rob Spiewak writes, Jeffrey Epstein hated the one-child policy. Thank you. That's Oscar's take. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And yes, he's not normal. He's not.
And you know what? That's not
broken man.
That's not even the worst joke that I wrote today. I'll tell you one after the show.
We'll take a break. Come back with the last audio vault of the week right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show.
Maddie, you're afraid of the Bay Bridge?
Oh, yeah. Well, I had never been on it before, and then they just threw me up there as if I was ready for it. They had no idea that I was so afraid of bridges to begin with, let alone a beast of rusting metal.
So you had no idea? You had no pre-anxiety before you actually got to the bridge?
No, I didn't know where we were going. I'm not from Maryland, so I don't know what the deal is. And we're driving straight.
What's the dilly?
Like through the toll road, and I see the bridge is like perpendicular, but I'm like, we're going straight. That's not for us.
Yeah, I get it. I know. All right, hold on. Let me explain what you're talking
The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Always available at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Maddie, we got to have you on Tuesday's show because I said I was going to talk to you, and then I didn't, and I'm going to get yelled at over the weekend for that. So plan on coming on the show next week and, just concoct some wild and exciting stories about your life.
She's driving to New York again, Buffalo.
Really?
Nice.
Oh, she loves Buffalo.
The following weekend, yeah. She's
This
going
weekend
up
I'll
there
be
again.
driving over the Bay Bridge.
Oh.
Yes.
Have fun.
You're driving over? Are you going to the beach?
No. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
She's a
I love that dry
jokester.
wit. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Beachbody On Demand. I've heard your excuse. I'd work out more often, but it's inconvenient. Nope, not buying it.
Nope.
Just get Beachbody On Demand. Nope.
Nope, baby.
Beachbody On Demand, an easy-to-use streaming service that gives you instant access to a wide variety of super effective workouts you can do from the comfort of your living room 24/7. This is the company behind P90X, Insanity, 21-Day Fix, T25, Brazil Butt Lift, Payo, Hip Hop Abs, 3-week yoga retreat. You can try it absolutely free. New programs always being added. It's fantastic. Hundreds of workouts for all fitness levels, ranging from bodybuilding to weight training to cardio to yoga, even dance workouts that you can access on any smart device. Oscar, I know you love it because it's convenient. You can do it at home. You
Anywhere.
can do it on the road.
On
You can do it
demand.
anywhere
On
you
demand.
need. It's incredible. I really want you to try this service because it will make you feel better inside and out. I promise. Our listeners can get a special free trial membership when you text 303030 to, you text TMOS to 303030. All right? Remember that. Edit point.
Baby.
Our listeners can get edit point, mouth. Our listeners can get a special free trial membership when you text TMOS to 303030. That's access to this entire platform for free. All the workouts, nutrition information, and support totally free. Again, just text TMOS to 303030. Thank you very much. And now open up the audio vault. Jesus.
Mike, this is weird because of all the people in Hollywood that have a good reputation, I would say Bill Murray is way up there. I know he's a little weird, and he doesn't have an agent, and he actually books all of his media through an 800 number. But most people say he's a nice guy. They did a re-release of What About Bob, and they talked to Richard Dreyfuss. Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray did not get along.
Richard Dreyfuss has turned into a monster. I don't know if you're aware of that. Richard
really?
Dreyfuss
I had not heard this.
has gone, wing nut up.
Okay.
I didn't realize
so he's
this.
got, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
then take this with a grain of salt. But this is a pretty dark story if there's a shred of truth in it.
I didn't talk about it for years. Bill just got drunk at dinner. He was an Irish drunken bully, is what he was. He came back from dinner. He walked
All right,
in
stop.
and I
Pause
said,
it for a second. You hear the way he sounds?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, true enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
You know when old men sound like that? When
He sounds like Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
He does.
Very, very, very odd. Yeah,
"Did
Dick Cheney
this.
would be an
I think
improvement.
it's really funny. And he put his face next to me, nose to nose, and he screamed, everyone hates you. You are tolerated. There was no time to react because he leaned back and he took a modern, like, glass-blown ashtray. He threw it at my face and he missed me. I got up and left.
So think about that the next time you watch that feel-good comedy.
Where? On what set?
Oh, What About Bob?
Oh my God.
Isn't that weird though?
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do some research.
I didn't realize that Dreyfuss had made a turn because he's always
listen to him.
Well, I know,
right?
but if that's consistent, I thought that was a sort of an isolated incident. I will find out and see what Dreyfuss is
Yeah,
up
I'd like to know what's really going on. I don't drought. Who knows? Bill Murray's odd. There's no doubt about that.
Period.
So who knows? But it's listen to what's he on?
Yeah,
what is Richard Dreyfuss taking?
Sharing that now.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
All these years, like, what's there to gain?
Here's a grudge.
Yeah.
There's obviously some extra
Jeez.
grind. All right, this made me
Absolutely.
think of Dahlia because she went to Lebanon
Yes.
this summer, and this is a guy that went on Instagram and got his Lebanese grandmother to repeat names of bands and musicians, and I just found it very charming.
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons.
Billie Eilish. Post Malone.
Buttadon.
Backstreet Boys.
West Road.
Chain Smokers.
Shakespeare.
Chain Smokers.
Shank Smoking.
Justin Bieber.
Shakespeare.
By the way, the guy feeding the names, he's messing it. Justin Bieber.
Of course. He also
that's interesting,
he also
Grandma.
did car brands.
Mercedes Benz.
Mercedes-Benz.
Infinity.
Entity.
Porsche.
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 Coach.
Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi.
BMW.
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 Land
Grandma doing
Rover.
exactly.
Land Rover.
Land Rover.
Land Rover.
Hey, good job.
Way to go,
I love that.
Grandma.
And we close
That's
with
sweet.
this, Mike. Sometimes I feel they work television reporters a little too hard, but shouldn't you at least know what day it is?
Ed Wheeler will be in Pioneer Square today to speak out about this at 10 o'clock.
Just to be clear, the actual protest is scheduled for this Saturday, correct?
Yes, it's for
In
tomorrow.
downtown.
Oh my gosh. I'm thinking that today is Friday right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
We were a little confused. Okay.
All right, so
That makes sense.
You guys,
Okay.
I am so excited about, what is it, Tuesday? Oh my goodness.
This is Wednesday.
Yeah.
We'll
my
get
goodness.
this together. Yes, it is Wednesday. All right. Well,
I just need to go to bed.
Yeah, good news, Mike. She was just hired by Wink News. That's your magic audio vault. Have a
and I
great,
think she probably went to bed.
have a great Memorial Day weekend.
No, that-
Yes, she did. Yes, she
that's it.
did.
Have a safe Labor Day weekend, everybody.
Labor, not Memorial.
Labor Day. I'm sorry, not Memorial.
I said
and
Memorial.
I'm laughing at somebody who doesn't know the
No,
day.
I said Memorial. That was my bad.
Yeah. Oh, you said Memorial.
Yes, you got it right.
Oh, I got it right.
I just
Okay,
need to
very
go to
good.
bed.
Those reporters are overworked. Not me. Anyway, that's it. Another one in the camp for Oscar Santana, Rob Seawack. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend, everybody. We'll be back Tuesday with a brand new show. And all weekend, go to our website and buy 5 million fruitcakes. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Thank God it's Friday!
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
I can pull a better cartoon out of my ass. Hey, whoa! Wasn't that great, kids? Good night, Herr Doctor.
Good night, Frau Blucher.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
Do you expect me to talk?
No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die.